What's going on, everyone? Sports back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as they've been a team that this season they've been pretty up and down throughout the course of the year, and they're a team that going into the playoffs. They're kind of in a weird spot. They come into Week 17 12-4. They're likely to go 13-4, but it's not going to be good enough for the number one seed. They're likely to finish with the third seed if it ended today. And that would lead them to playing the San Francisco 49ers. But the Tampa Bay Bucs have been a team that they've played some bad teams really soft. They barely beat the Jets. They didn't even score a point against the Saints, against Taysom Hill. They lost to the Washington football team. They actually lost twice to the Saints. The worst case scenario here would be if the Saints made the playoffs and Tampa were to play them. That would be the absolute worst thing that could happen, because Brady would maybe lose. But he's definitely lost to some bad teams. Twice being the Saints and once being the Washington football team. And those are teams that they should beat. They haven't been able to do that. But at the end of the day, they're a team that picks it up in the postseason. But they're coming in with a ton of injuries, and it starts with Levante David. They're hoping he's going to be back, but we don't know. Ryan Jensen, he's been banged up, but and he's a big part to that offensive line. Leonard Fournette, they're hoping he's back. Chris Godwin is out. Of course, what happened with Antonio Brown, Shaq Barrett is banged up at the current moment, so they have a ton of injuries. And are they in trouble is the ultimate question of this video, and I'm going to say no. Anytime you have Tom Brady, anytime you have Tom Brady, you're never out of it. As bad and as tough as it gets, you're never out of it with Tom Brady. He's just that good of a quarterback that, he can take you, wherever you need to get. And at the end of the day, I think this team is going to really compete, contend, and have a good shot at winning the Super Bowl because of, obviously, Tom Brady being a big part in that, and they have such a great defense. Anytime you have an O-line like they do, you're never really in trouble with that defense. They have just playmakers everywhere, and although they're thin at the wide receiver spot with the injuries in the Antonio Brown situation, Mike Evans is still there. They still have some decent other guys. They have Rob Gronkowski, of course, the tight end, Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard. So those guys are going to be, the tight ends are really, really going to be used, in my opinion, and they have to be. Byron Leftwich, the offensive coordinators, put in the most difficult situation here, in my opinion, because he kind of has to create new ways to score and new ways to move the football because of all the injuries, and at the skill positions in particular. Tyler Johnson, Scott Miller are still pretty good receivers. Of course, they have the rookie Jalen Darden. He was the 4th round pick out of North Texas. He's a good young player. Maybe to get him going. There's so much that could go on, but it's going to be difficult for Byron Leftwich to switch in just 1 week. But we're going to see kind of a sneak peek of it against the Carolina Panthers. They're at home. They're 8-point favorites. They should have no issues with this game, despite the few injuries they have. And at the end of the day, I think the Bucs are going to be just fine in the playoffs. I think Brady's going to be, just as good as he would have been with Antonio Brown. And maybe not with Chris Godwin, but I still think Brady can overcome this. But could he, would he be able to win the Super Bowl even with them is the question. I think it's possible. I think he's definitely a top three. They're a top three team to win the Super Bowl, going into the playoffs. I mean, I think you put the Chiefs, Packers, and Buccaneers in that category. But in the end, am I going to pick the Bucs to win the Super Bowl? No. Was I going to pick them even before these injuries? Probably not. I just think that when you think about them going into Lambeau, with the way the Green Bay Packers have been playing, I just don't think that I just don't think that Tampa Bay this season would be able to beat them. You take a look at Green Bay, that defensive front. They're going to get to Brady, and he is one of the most immobile quarterbacks in the league. So as soon as you get to him and put him in a spot he doesn't want to get into, that's when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get exposed. And I think, quite to be quite honest with you, I think the Rams, Packers, those are two teams that I think in the NFC that would ultimately beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers before they would even get to the Super Bowl. But that's really all I got in this video, guys. I just wanted to get a quick video out. I made one on the Cowboys. I think they're pretty overrated. I didn't put them up in the same conversation as the Rams and the Packers, neither the Buccaneers. I think the Cowboys are a bit overrated, and I think I don't think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in trouble, but I just think that it's there's a couple of teams that would pick to go to the Super Bowl over them. But you guys let me know down below in the comment section your thoughts on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Do you agree with my take that they will not go to the Super Bowl? Let me know all that good stuff down below in the comment section. And as always, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We'll see you guys all in the next video.